over how to properly balance, how to really work on your technique for balance skills. Most important thing is to keep everything as level as possible, to be perfectly honest. I see a lot of people where they start collapsing inward with a leg, or they'll take a foot behind them. The easiest thing you can do for everything is think about shoulders are back and down, hips are really, really level, and when you do lift the foot up to work on your balance skills, you're going to lift a foot up and just, you're not lifting too high. You're doing it so that the hips can be level and the knees are level. That's really the most important thing. You don't want to overdo the hike of the hip, the hiking up of the knee. You could do it this way, and I do sometimes do a step up and balance when people are lifted like that, but you just have to make sure hips are really, really level. So for basic skills, I do like when I try to get people to hold a balance for at least 30 seconds, if not 40 seconds. And if you're new to balancing, I always like to say if you can go by the wall and stare at a dot at eye level that's on the wall, so I would go right to the wall, I would set my timer, stare at a dot on the wall, and you just take your fingertips and maybe you hover your hands. You don't have to go all the way into the wall with it, but that's there, or into a corner is even better. If you have a corner, that's even probably better in terms of protecting you from falling if you have any issues with it. So that's one thing. If you're a little bit more of a, if you're more used to doing it, I would say it's okay to just work on it. Like sometimes people, maybe they're, well, not in this day and age. I'm not waiting for the tea anymore right now or the train or whatever. But, if you're waiting for something or on a line or whatever, just working on the balance, or maybe you're cooking and you want to work on your balance. So just taking a leg up, but trying not to do this whole knee in or sticking around back. Those things will just offset you overall. Hovering your hands over something, great ideas. Keeping your eyes in alignment with something, awesome. And so actually what's also probably equally as important as keeping everything level is to figure out what to do with your foot. So we usually do something called the pen and penny test. Most people tend to pronate a little bit with their feet. So foot kind of collapses inward a little bit. Some people go the other way, which is fine, but for the most part, I'd say most people, 9 times out of 10, people are pronating, so they go like a little bit inward with the foot. And so how do we correct that? So the pen and penny test, I have a coin and a pen here. So say I were to put the coin right underneath the ball of the foot on the standing leg. So I put that on the ground, put the coin right under the foot, right there, right under the ball of the foot, right there. And then you would take your pen and you would go ahead and think about putting it right underneath the arch of the foot, that same leg. So when you do that, hopefully you can try to keep the arch in the foot just like there, but also keep this area really connected with the ground. So try it out. So if you're doing this, you would like lift a leg and try to just keep connected to the ground in the area where the penny is. So right under the ball of the foot, but also really try to maintain the arch in the foot. So you don't want to collapse all the way in with the arch. You don't want to do that. And you don't want to collapse the other way either. So it's really a balance. Ball of your foot, I'm just going to show you with my shoe because I had it available, where it shows it really nicely here. The dot, the big dot, is where the ball of foot is. So that is the area where you're pressing down on, really connecting to the floor if you can. There's actually three dots in your foot that you do want to think about connecting in with the ground. It is the ball of the foot, as well as the other side of the upper foot, the outer edge area, and then also your heel, right in the ball, in the heel, okay? So it acts like a tripod. Those 3 points 1, 2, and 3, that really should connect with the ground. But even more so, just if you need to pick a place to focus on a little bit more here. But keeping the arch of the foot, really, really important stuff. And as I said, try to get through at least 30 seconds, perhaps even 40 seconds. I usually, when I'm with clients for personal training, I get them through 40 seconds. Okay? Another thing to think about, one more thing, is to shoulders back and down. I said that, but squeezing the butt cheek on the standing leg. So whatever leg is up, or I mean, whatever leg is on the ground. Sorry about that. Whatever leg is on the ground, you're kind of firing up the same butt cheek on that side. Butt cheek, sorry, this side. Woo. So firing it up a little bit. That'll help you out. As I said, engage those core muscles, draw the belly button in toward the spine. That helps you. You don't want to be all over the place up top or anything. So just try that out. Try to get through even more. If you can get through to a whole minute of standing, that would be really awesome. But whatever you can do, just practice, practice, practice. And this is the same technique that we use, I was saying, for like single leg deadlift. So you might use it here on the SLDL, the single leg deadlift or T-balance, whatever you want to call it, going back and forth, okay? And you could use that same balance technique for your bicep curl with balance. I tend to use that a lot in my classes and with my clients. So you'll see balance.